All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. The blessings to the 11 apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. With the hope of receiving mercy. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling yet they call Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as is written. So, I was watching this clip, and right off the bat, it starts by saying these the event that transpire is apocalyptic, and while I heard the reporter saying it, knowing that she know not what the word really mean, but due to the fact that it is it is a word that a lot of people use to describe chaotic scenes, but that is not what the word truly means. It just means revelation, So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go into that word first, because I'm going to just play the clip without pausing it to a certain extent so you can hear what's going on. So, listen, what is the meaning of the word apocalyptic in the Bible? The book of Revelation in the New Testament as the literal title in Greek, the Apocalypse of John. The word apocalypse means revelation, that which is uncovered. It comes from the Greek word which literally means to pull the lid off something. Just as how the Lord I remove the veil right now, so people are see the wicked for who they really are. So let's go into this clip.
One person described the power outage as apocalyptic, and many we spoke with called the incident simply scary.
We know, was it 2021? Hamza bin Laden, one of the sons of Osama bin Laden, became the military commander, and then about a year later became the emir of Al-Qaeda. And him and his brothers, Saad, and Uthman, and Abdullah, are all in on the U.S. plot, which is Al-Qaeda is targeting soft targets, specifically hospitals, medical centers, and other things like that. The intelligence is they've got police uniforms, utility uniforms, fire and rescue uniforms, because the intent is to have first the primary attacks on whatever soft target, including hospitals, and then secondary attacks. But the key is if they attack the hospitals, and then are simultaneously doing other soft targets, there won't be anywhere in those cities to take the wounded people. And since we know they have over 1,000 soldiers here, at least, and I'm just talking Al-Qaeda, I'm not talking about all the Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, Iranian IRGC forces, just the Al-Qaeda soldiers, just for this operation.
All right, when is this operation supposed to, what kind of a time frame are you?
Imminent.
Oh, good. All right, so here's the...
And what are the 5 cities? What are the 5 cities?
Miami, Houston, shoot, I'm going to have to pull it up. Give me a second.
All right, so we're talking about 5 cities.
I put it out in an announcement.
We're following 2 breaking stories tonight. The first, a power outage at Grand Central Terminal. It happened about 8:30, after the evening rush. The outage did not affect train or subway service, but several people were stuck in elevators for a short time. The backup generators kicked in, but the power is now back on.
All the normal players that threaten our lives on an ongoing basis with our security, whether it's your family, whether it's financial institutions, whether it's our government computer systems. This is a major story. This is a very big deal, and it's something that, God bless them, for the NYPD, along with the Secret Service, to to have uncovered this before something nefarious was triggered is remarkable.
The Secret Service announced that it dismantled a massive telecommunications threat to the city. According to the agency, agents uncovered a cache of electronic devices, including SIM cards and servers, in multiple locations.
Secret Service has identified and dismantled a massive threat near the United Nations. The agency found what's described as a hidden telecom network consisting of thousands of illicit servers and SIM cards. Investigators say it could have blacked out cell service, jammed 911 calls, and plunged the entire city into chaos, and we've been warned about this for some time.
Well, the Secret Service said the network had the capability of anonymously transmitting assassination threats. It could also be used to cripple cell service.
I'm just putting it out there. We have been saying that look out for a lot of false flags, you know, because we're in the time of great deception and confusion. So now is not the time to be carried away with any dramatic thing taking place in these news media outlets. Is to be focusing on what the Spirit is revealing now. And what's really important now is the RFID microchip being mandated, yo. That's what we're looking forward to see. And we'll see the digitalization coming to pass. But right now, what them are going to use, what them are do now is build a level of fear. You know? Because a lot of people might not see how this tie in to the system, but it does. Because they have a lot of events where transpire around the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, in which a lot of people now see the correlation of when them push these fear tactic, or a lot of people are going to give over them own so-called rights, you know, them freedom for some self of security, yo. Somewhat of security. And that's a trap in itself. Because the thing is, them are going to give you a lot of boogeyman, you know, build these enemies, you know, sleeper cells or whatever they want to call them, you know. But why is this being pushed now at this time? Think about it.
Listen to this.
These devices allowed anonymous encrypted communications between potential threat actors and criminal enterprises, enabling criminal organizations to operate undetected.
The president coming into town today to speak there, and what the Secret Service found in a normal sweep in advance of this involved bringing in the NYPD, and they found 100,000 servers that 100,000 SIM cards that are essentially the ability to mimic cell phones in one area. And imagine if you had the ability to send out 30 million text messages to overwhelm our telecommunications system, it would bring not just the city to its knees, it would really bring a big section of the country to its knees.
And what somebody could do, say I was located in China or in Austria or some island somewhere, is I can connect to that SIM server and use a US number to convey a threat, have a phone call, ask for information, all those type of things. So scammers use these a lot, but when they start to convey threats, that's where the Secret Service is involved, and that's how we got to where we are today.
But speaking of where we are, tell me about the timing. I mean, this is happening in the middle of the UN. The President of the United States is here in this city. There's extra security. How did we get here in this moment?
But the Secret Service says...
It's so strategic they are. And that's the thing, yo. Let's get this precept right away, yo. Because I know brothers, this precept could have run through brothers' mind right away. Alright, this is 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11. Let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. It's no coincidence it is taking place at a time such as now. when these meetings are taking place, because this is to bring awareness to what the public of the various threats we face. And Isa I go use a lot of craft to sway people, yo, in which a fear I go be one of the motivation behind it. Because you don't want some form of security. Going back to the clip.
Early findings show that some of the seized SIM cards are tied to foreign actors and criminals already known to federal law enforcement.
Definitely nation state, foreign governments communicating over that network to known criminals in the United States and known organized crime, known cartels, and terrorist groups were using this network to run their communications anonymously and encrypted.
The feds say now forensic work is underway to find out who stood behind this network and whether similar threats lurk elsewhere.
And we have some early leads that are coming in that it potentially was of Chinese origin. Nothing's confirmed yet, but what it could do is, with one click, send this entire network off on a dangerous mission to interrupt telecommunications here in the country. And I can't overstate this. The idea that we think this is...
It's not confirmed, but them just throw China out there, eh? And them can do that to Russia, they can do it to Iran, they can do it to any one of their enemies, yo. And that's how they're going to build the boogeyman and come against you people, yo.
Isolated to the UN or the president's visit. It's far-reaching. It's far greater reaching than that, and we're just learning the tip of the iceberg of this.
Meeting of military leaders who have been summoned from command posts all around the world by Pete Hegseth to hear his 1 hour long take on, quote, warrior ethos is, if you can believe it, sounding even more weird by the hour. Yesterday, Donald Trump told NBC News that he will now be attending the meeting. Trump said this, quote, "It's really just a very nice meeting, talking about how well we're doing militarily, talking about being in great shape, talking about a lot of good positive things. It's just a good message. We have some great people coming in, and it's just an esprit de corps." Do you know the expression esprit de corps? That's all it's about. We're talking about what we're doing, what they're doing, and how we're doing. Exactly what one would want the person with the nuclear launch codes to say about the reason he summoned every military leader to a single meeting in one room. Washington Post is reporting that the event will cost millions of dollars, that it raises military security concerns, and that it runs the risk of leaving top military leaders stranded. Quote, "It is estimated that flying, lodging, and transporting all the military leaders, some of whom will be traveling from the Mideast, Europe, and the Indo-Pacific, will cost millions. The event has also raised security concerns about having all the top leadership in one place, particularly given that Tuesday is the end of the fiscal year, and if the government shuts down, it could leave key personnel stranded from their unit."
Christine, the lights are back on, but for about 45 minutes, many commuters inside the Grand Central Terminal were terrified as they reached for the phone to light the way. Now, I want you to take a look at this video right here. It shows commuters in complete disbelief as they navigate the main entrance and the halls in the dark. According to the MTA, the outage happened just before 8:30 p.m., and all power was restored by 9:17 p.m. 5 Metro North Railroad employees were briefly in elevators stopped without electricity. One person described the power outage as apocalyptic, and many we spoke with called the incident simply scary.
10-15 minutes, I would say. Nobody could tell me when it was going to come back on either. It was scary.
I tried to play dumb like I was...
So just look a light gun and people start panic already, yo. You know? Y'all are not ready for what's coming now. Y'all are not ready for the fear and dread where Yahweh Shimon Shah is about to bring upon the earth, yo. Let's go into the scriptures, because I'm not really understanding it, yo. This is Matthew 24, verse 21. And it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So, they will panic over one little light outage. You know? They might refer to it as being scary. Not knowing you have not seen terror as yet, yo. But it is coming, yo. Yeah, how about Shimi, how shy? One the world ignorant they call God. He's about to bring dread upon the earth. So with that I want to say, Kalalal, Yahweh, Bashimi, how shy, Bashimi, Kodash, Shalom.